ॐ मा विश्वरूपे शक्तिरूपे विश्वस्फूर्तिगुरवे नमः। विश्वस्फूर्ते महामूर्ते प्राची संध्या प्रवर्तते। उत्तिष्ठ गुरो सत्यकीर्ते दिव्यभाव महामते। उत्तिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ योगीन्द्र उत्तिष्ठ करुणाकरा। उत्तिष्ठ योगशयना शिष्यवात्सल्य जलधे। शिष्यवात्सल्य जलधे। आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान रंजित नव्य रूप शास्त्रीय दृक्पद सुमनोहर दिव्य रूप। विज्ञान कोश विभुदेश विकास विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। सुजनालवाल श्री सुगुणैकवारिधे समसत्य धर्मरधरम्य सारधे। सततात्म तत्पर सकान्ति चिन्मणे तव सुप्रभातमिहते गुरुश्रुते गुरुश्रुते। सर्वे त्वदीय पद पंकज राग रक्ता भक्ता सुचित्रपट सन्निधि संश्रिता। आत्म प्रदीप विभुमंगल रूप विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम्। योगीन्द्र वन्द्य युग पुरुष जीवितेश विज्ञान शास्त्र विशदीकृत विश्वतत्व। सर्वार्ध सत्य गुणबोधक नित्य विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। सद्य प्रभिन्न बहुवर्ण सुपुष्पजात निष्यन्दमान मकरन्द सुगन्ध सान्द्रः। मन्दं प्रभाति किल गन्धवहोत्र विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। सच्चिष्य चित्त सरसीरुह नित्यभानो बाधार्थ जीवगण रक्षण सीतभानो। चैतन्य पूरक समश्रुति भाव विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। आचार्यवर्य भवदीय महच्चरित्रम् गायन्ति गायकवराः सुमनोहरं हि। संगीतलोल मृदु निर्मल नेत्र विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। हे दण्डकावन तपच्चरणानुरक्त भूलोकबाल मुनिपुङ्गव भव्य भाव। स्थाणो प्रसिद्ध परिरञ्जित तत्त्व महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। मिथ्याद्वा जगदिदं किमु सत्यमेवेत्याध्यात्मिका किल रहस्यविदाम्बरेण्या वैज्ञानिकाभिमतदेशिकमान्य विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। आत्मानमेव हि विभज्य सदैककाले प्रत्येकशः प्रतिशरीरसुसन्निविष्ट प्रज्ञानिधे प्रकृतिनूत्नविधे च विश्वस्फूर्ते पदाश्रितगते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। ध्यानं सदा महितमानवता निदान मिथ्यार्षधर्मपरिपोषकयोगिराज दिव्यप्रभावसमभावविशिष्ट विश्वस्फूर्ते पदाश्रितगते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। भूतार्धकोविदभविष्यदशेषवेत्त हे वर्तमानविषयज्ञहितप्रतिज्ञ सर्वान्तरात्मसुखशान्तिविधिज्ञ विश्वस्फूर्ते पदाश्रितगते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। विश्वासमूलसुविशालगुणालवाल सत्यप्रसारसकलेष्टमतानुसार हे वर्णलिङ्गकुलभेदविदूर विश्वस्फूर्ते पदाश्रितगते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। हे मानवाकृतिविशिष्टमहानुभाव पुण्यस्वरूपगुणदीपपृथुस्वभाव हे विश्वशक्तिविनिगूढविवेक विश्वस्फूर्ते पदाश्रितगते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। विज्ञानरम्य विबुधोत्तमवृन्दगम्य स्वामिन् बृहस्पति समानसुधीप्रसिद्ध सर्वाश्रितोद्धरणकङ्कणहस्त विश्वस्फूर्ते पदाश्रितगते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। श्रीयोगशक्तिविनियोगविनूत्नराग ध्यानाश्रमाश्रयसुधामय सूक्तिकोश हे प्रेमतत्त्वपरिपूर्णमनोज्ञ विश्वस्फूर्ते पदाश्रितगते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। लीलामयाखिल निजशिष्यसेव्य प्रज्ञाप्रभाकर कृपाकर शक्तिसार विज्ञानिनो हि विलसन्ति विशिष्य विश्वस्फूर्ते पदाश्रितगते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। मनोज्ञवैभवमपूर्वमहाविनूत्नम् विज्ञातु मन्त्रहि निभान्ति नवीनवृद्धाः वात्सल्यसौम्यगुरुदेव वदान्य विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। कर्तव्यरूप परमोत्तम मार्गदीप हे श्वेतवर्ण बहुवर्ण समानवर्ण शान्तिप्रदाय महासुखमन्त्र विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। सत्यप्रभाव गुरुदेव कृपास्वभाव विज्ञानदायक महाकृतिराजिकर्त आनन्दशान्तिमय निर्मलचित्त विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। प्रत्यक्षभाषण विशिष्य परोक्षदृश्य हे माध्यमप्रतिनिविष्ट बहुस्वरूप ध्यानप्रभामय धरातलसूर्य विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। मर्त्यान्तरङ्गपरिकीर्णमहारहस्य प्रश्नोत्तरप्रददिचात्पृथुकाव्यकर्त दिव्यूस्महाकृतिकृपा मधुगीत विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। ध्यानात्मदेहहृदयामृतजीवितात्म स्फूर्तिप्रसिद्धयुगकाव्यसुधासमुद्र सैन्स् यूनिवर्स् परिसेवितसत्य विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। चन्द्रोस्तमेति सकलौषधिराजराजः भास्वानुदेत्यरुणसारधिरेश लोके तेजोद्वयव्यसनसृष्टिविनोद विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। ब्रह्मज्ञभारतमनोज्ञसमप्रतिज्ञा संशोभितास्तव पदाम्बुजदासवृन्दाः त्वद्दर्शनोत्सवमहोत्सुकिनो हि विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। हे विश्वतत्त्वरसकोविदसत्यवेद ध्यानामृतौषधि शरीरमनोभिराम भक्तान्तरात्मसुखशान्तिसुतृप्त विश्वस्फूर्ते महाद्भुतमते तव सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्। वैज्ञानिकस्य विबुधस्य विधिज्ञ विश्वस्फूर्ते सुधामयमिदं किल सुप्रभातम् प्रभातकालपठनीयमनोज्ञकाव्यम् ध्यानं प्रदीपयति शान्तिफलं ददाति। विभुभारतदेश विनूत्नमणे महिमान्वित भावन भोज्युमणे गुरुवर्य सुरम्य कृपाजलधे युगपूरुष विश्वसुयोगिपते परमाद्भुत योग निदानमते बहुरोगमहौषध भाग्यप्रदे समसंस्कृतिनायक शान्तिनिधे नवजीवनदायक नव्यविधे इह सृष्टिरहस्य विशिष्ट महाद्भुत सत्य विशारद विश्वगुरो परमाधुनिकाभिमत प्रगते प्रणमामि पदाश्रित भक्तगते। मनसा वचसा क्रियया सहितं गुरुदेव महापरिशुभ्रयुतम् मम जीवितमात्मपते सततं तव पादयुगे निहितं प्रतिधम् ऋजुमार्गसुदर्शन सत्यगुरुं करुणाकरमाश्रितशान्तिकरम् కమనీయ గుణాంబుధిమేవ సుధామయ సూక్తిమయం కలయామి సదా. కరుణోత్తమకామిత దానపరం శరణాగత జీవన భారభరం. అనురాగ సుధా జలధిం మధురం గురువర్యమహం హి భజే నిరతం. స్తవనీయ మహాద్భుత శక్తియుతం రమణీయ రసాలయమార్యనుతం. పరమార్ష సుధర్మ వికాసరతం వరయోగిపతిం వరయే సుగతిం. విభవ్యస్వ విభో వర శిష్య గురో పరిపూర్ణ కళాధర విబుధ విధో. చరణాంబుజయుగ్మమహం మహితం శరణం గతవాన్యహి సత్యయుతం. మహాయోగివర్యం మహాధ్యానమాన్యం మహావేదవేదాంతతత్వప్రమేయం. మహారాజహంసం మహాదైవతాంశం మహావిశ్వమూర్తిం భజే స్ఫూర్తికీర్తిం. మహాయోగి వైజ్ఞానికం సత్యసౌధం సదా సృష్టిశాస్త్రీయ దృష్టిప్రబోధం. పరోక్షే పరోక్షే ప్రభారమ్య రూపం భజామ్యాత్మసందర్శనం భాగ్యదీపం. విశ్వస్ఫూర్తే స్ఫురత్కీర్తే దివ్యమూర్తే మహామతే. అపరాధ సహస్రం మే క్షమస్వ కరుణాకృతే. శ్రీమూర్తే కరుణార్ద్ర పావనమతే శిష్య ప్రబోధాకృతే. శ్రీధ్యానామృతపాన సజ్జనపతే సౌభాగ్య సత్యశ్రుతే. సర్వప్రాణి సమాన భావ రసవద్రమ్యద్యుతే సద్గతే. వందేహం పరిపూర్ణ ధర్మమయ హే విశ్వస్ఫూర్తే గురో వాక్పతే. విశ్వాస విశ్వవిశదౌ విభుద ప్రవంద్యౌ వాత్సల్యవారిధి సముజ్వల శాంతి పద్మౌ. విజ్ఞానదౌ వివిధ భక్తహితౌ చ విశ్వస్ఫూర్తే గురోస్సు చరణౌ శరణం ప్రపద్యే. ధ్యాన ప్రశస్త సమయ ప్రసర ప్రసూర్యౌ సత్యస్య చిత్త సరసీరుహ సత్ప్రకాశౌ. మాన్యౌ చ మంగళకరౌ మహితా హి విశ్వస్ఫూర్తే గురోస్సు చరణౌ శరణం ప్రపద్యే. సౌందర్యమానస సరోవర సంప్రభిన్న సౌవర్ణ పద్మ సమసౌమ్య గుణ ప్రపూర్ణౌ. సౌగంధ్య బంధురమరంద భరౌ చ విశ్వస్ఫూర్తే గురోస్సు చరణౌ శరణం ప్రపద్యే. శ్రీదండకావన విహార విశిష్ట భాసౌ భూరి ప్రశాంతి వరదౌ భువనాభిరామౌ. ఆధ్యాత్మరాగలసితౌ లలితౌ చ విశ్వస్ఫూర్తే గురోస్సు చరణౌ శరణం ప్రపద్యే. దేహం విసృజ్య పరమాణుతనుస్వరూప సంచారిణౌ రవిచంద్రగహరాసి దీప్తౌ. వైజ్ఞానికాదిమగురు విబుధౌ హి విశ్వస్ఫూర్తే గురోస్సు చరణౌ శరణం ప్రపద్యే. శ్రీ సూర్యదేవ పరితః పరిభాతి నిత్యం शीतोष्णभाव इति पूर्वकथा प्रकृष्टौ शास्त्रीयदृष्टिरुचिरौ सुहिते हि विश्वस्फूर्तेः गुरोः सुचरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीचन्द्रमण्डलगतानि रजस्तमांसि सान्द्राणि तत्र हि जलानि मधुपमानि इत्यद्भुतार्धकथकौ प्रतिधौ हि विश्वस्फूर्तेः गुरोः सुचरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। तौ माध्यमाद्भुतविधानसुदृष्टरूपौ पूजा प्रपूर्णपुलकाङ्कितपुण्यशृङ्गौ व्याध्यादिरोगयुगनाशकरौ हि विश्वस्फूर्तेः गुरोः सुचरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। स्वोद्दिष्टमार्गमनुसृत्य सुभक्तियुक्त ध्यानावलम्बि हृदयेषु महाप्रकाशौ आध्यात्मिकाद्भुतसुबन्धदृढौ हि विश्वस्फूर्तेः गुरोः सुचरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। लोके यदात्यवसरे समये तदा हि प्रत्यक्षमार्गज परोक्षज भाग्यराजौ सर्वार्थिशासनपरौ परमौ हि विश्वस्फूर्तेः गुरोः सुचरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। सत्यप्रभावलसितौ समभावनित्यौ सर्वज्ञसङ्गमकरौ सततं मनोज्ञौ शान्तिप्रदौ सकलशक्तियुतौ हि विश्वस्फूर्तेः गुरोः सुचरणौ सर्वोन्नतौ च गुरुपौर्णमि भक्तपूजौ संशोभितौ हि भुवि कल्पकवृक्षकल्पौ नित्यप्रसादसुमुखौ निखिता हि विश्वस्फूर्तेः गुरोः सुचरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। दुर्गन्धदूरपरिशुभ्रसुमन्दिरे हि आनन्दसुन्दरमनोहररूपदीपौ सत्यालयौ सततभक्तहितौ हि विश्वस्फूर्तेः गुरोः सुचरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। प्रज्ञाकरौ विविधदेशविहारहंसौ विश्वाद्भुतौ विमलभावविभाकरौ द्यौ शिष्टार्चितौ गुरुपदप्रणवौ हि विश्वस्फूर्तेः सुरम्यचरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। यद्यद्विभूतिमहितं विपुले प्रपञ्चे तत्तन्मदीयमधुरांशजमाह कृष्णः तद्वत्सुभाषितसुगीतपदस्य विश्वस्फूर्तेः गुरोः सुचरणौ प्रणमामि नित्यम्। श्रीविश्वस्फूर्ते श्रीप्रेममूर्ते सत्यकलाद्युते माध्यमाधिपते नित्यं महामङ्गलमस्तु ते। विज्ञानरम्य विश्वस्फूर्तये विभुकीर्तये कुरवे परमानन्द सन्दीपायास्तु मङ्गलम्। महाभक्तवरेण्य श्रीचित्तपङ्कजशालिने महायोगिवरेण्याय महितायास्तु मङ्गलम्। त्रयोदशमिते बाल्ये दण्डकारण्यगामिने अपूर्वज्ञानदीपाय तपोरूपाय मङ्गलम्। ध्यानप्रस्थापनाचार्यवर्याय सुगुणात्मने सत्यसौन्दर्यचित्ताय भक्तितृप्ताय मङ्गलम्। विज्ञानशास्त्रसिद्धाय विश्वसत्यप्रवेदिने विश्वस्फूर्तिप्रसिद्धाय शान्तिसौधाय मङ्गलम्। भक्तिसाम्राज्यपालाय भक्ताभीष्टप्रदाय च परमानन्दसन्धात्रे प्राचार्यायास्तु मङ्गलम्। महाध्यानमरन्दाय महाशान्तीश्वराय च देदीप्यमानरूपाय दिव्यदीपाय मङ्गलम्। शरणागतसन्त्राणचरणाम्बुजशोभिने करुणावरुणायास्तु महाचार्याय मङ्गलम्। श्री 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 गुरवे विश्वस्फूर्तये रसमूर्तये कृपासुधासमुद्राय ज्ञानभद्राय मङ्गलम्। जनोद्धरणसङ्कल्पपूर्णाय नवयोगिने अरण्यविनिवृत्ताय ध्यानगम्याय मङ्गलम्। सर्वशास्त्रार्थसम्पूर्णसत्यसूक्तिप्रदाय च विश्वस्फूर्तियशोमूर्त्यै गुरुवर्याय मङ्गलम्। सद्धर्महेमशृङ्गाय शान्तिरङ्गाय धीमते मानवत्वप्रबोधाय महामान्याय मङ्गलम्। महाकविवरेण्याय देशिकाय महात्मने वाचाम् अगोचराय श्रीवागीशायास्तु मङ्गलम्। मङ्गलाशासनमिदं सदा भक्तसमर्पितम् स्वीकुरुष्व गुरो विश्वस्फूर्ते दिव्यकृपाकृते।
Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum. We all Sphoorthi Kutumbam. Let us all submit our salutations to the divine lotus feet of the scientific saint, Purna Guru, His Holiness, Sri 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 Guru ViswaSphoorthi. Prasthana Sadhana, the process and the practice of the ascension. With the divine blessings of Sri Guruji, we all gathered here from different parts of the world for 3 days online session of Prasthana Sadhana on the occasion of Magha Poornima. As a Sphoorthi Kutumbam, let us all submit our salutations to the divine lotus feet of His Holiness, Sri 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 Guru ViswaSphoorthi, with utmost gratitude and thanking Sri Guruji for giving this opportunity. We'll start our day 1 of Prasthana Sadhana by chanting Mula Mantra, Omkara and Guru Slokas. Let us all bring your hands to the Namaskar Mudra. Inhale. Akanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Asmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjalashalakaya Chaksharan Nilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let us invite Sri Guruji by reciting universal energy related Mula Mantra for 9 times to all our Guru Peetam centers. And be with us throughout the program and provide the guidance and also shower us with his divine blessings. Vishvarupe Shakti Rupe ViswaSphoorthi Gurave Namaha. 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 Vishwarupe Shakti Rupe Vishwasphurthi Gurave Namaha. Vishwarupe Shakti Rupe Vishwaspurti Gurave Namaha. Om. Vishwarupe Shakti Rupe Vishwaspurti Gurave Namaha. Sphoorthi Oum. Let us try to be in this state for a while. Try to feel the sensation of Guruji's blessings, Shavadanas. Let us all try to contemplate for a while. Sphoorthi Oum. Now we shall offer garlands to the Sri Guruji at different Gurupitam centers. Let us submit our offering, cloth offerings and prasadam to Sri Guruji. Sphoorthi Oum. Prasthana Sadhana, the process and the practice of the ascension. Our Sri Guruji says, Prasthanam means ascension, which is a suitable word for Prasthanam. We hear a few times this word in our society, in our daily life. In general, when a society is getting developed, we call it as a growth or a progress, but not an ascension. Likewise, same thing, anything, if there is a change from one state to the other state, we call it as a change or a progress or development or anything synonym to that one. But whereas an ascension is completely related to, or a suitable word for spirituality. For example, we also use ascend when a person is climbing on a hill. He ascend from ground to the top, higher level, to the height. We call ascend. Here, the ascent is the ascension of his physical body. So, person is climbing from a ground to a height. So, he is ascending his physical body from ground to certain height. This is not related to spirituality. Ascension or a change is ascension is a main word, is very useful or mainly used for spirituality rather than in our physical life. There are many meditations we see people practicing in our daily life. Those are a normal meditation. Even we do practice a meditation which helps to stop the thought process temporarily. Whereas in Prasthana Dhyana or Prasthana Sadhana, Guruji defines a Prasthana Sadhana as, if we can state in our Guruji's stated words, step by step, irreversible ascension of mind from existing state to the higher state through meditation is the Prasthana Dhyana. I repeat, step by step, irreversible ascension of mind from existing state to the higher state through meditation. So Guruji is defining Prasthana Dhyana or Prasthana Sadhana in this 2 lines of statement. Also, Guruji says one has to practice Prasthana Sadhana or meditation on his own. One has to practice his own to experience the taste or essence of meditation. Here, Guruji has given a wonderful example why one has to practice a meditation on his own. Suppose we have a dish. Let us assume we have a dish. So one in each and every individual has to taste that dish to know the taste of it. It's not like one tasting the dish and everybody would be experiencing the taste, the same taste Likewise, everyone has to practice Prasthana Sadhana or meditation on his own to experience the taste or essence of meditation, or to get the benefits of that meditation. In a normal meditation, we get a peaceful mind, or a steadiness of mind, or the change in thought process, or we get a calmness. We call it as a meditation. Here, we contemplate on any object by keeping in front of us. Contemplating on that object continuously is a meditation. We also call it as object to contemplation. Whereas in Prasthana Dhyana, it is subject to contemplation, which means one has to contemplate on his self. So Guruji also says, but what is the use of Prasthana Sadhana, Prasthana Dhyana? What is the difference? What is the benefit you get it from normal meditation to the Prasthana Dhyana? Here Guruji says, if you practice Prasthana Dhyana, the state of mind will change or ascend, will prasthan from different states. Step by step, the ascension of mind will happen here. Whereas in normal meditation, it is limited to our physical life. Only up to the level of change of thought process, or getting a calmness or steadiness temporarily. That won't last for a long time. In Prasthana Dhyana, step by step ascension of mind will happen. As we said, step by step ascension will happen. So we all know we live with our sensory mind from the time of birth. So we are living in our daily life with our five senses. Sensory mind is nothing but we receive inputs from five of our senses and live our life. So here, if you ascend your sensory mind by practicing Prasthana Dhyana regularly, then we will reach to the next step, or we ascend our sensory mind to the next stage, which Guruji calls as the mind of moral sanctity, where here in this state of mind, the mind will reach to the sanctity level, where purity of thoughts will take place. If you all further practice regularly, the mind further ascend to the next level of consciousness. Then if we regularly practice further, it will reach to the spiritual consciousness, then divine consciousness, the universal consciousness, and the next, the supreme consciousness. And it reaches to the ultimate mother nucleus, we call Vishwamata, or the mother, universal mother. Here we'll get to know about the origin of the universe. To reach this state, one has to practice Prasthana Dhyana very regularly. Here, the ascension of sensory mind, which we got from our birth, the step-by-step ascension of mind from the sensory mind to the mother nucleus with a regular practice of the process of ascension is called as Dhyana Manoprasthan or Prasthana Dhyana. The ascension of our mind from existing state, which is our sensory mind state, to the mother nucleus is Prasthana Dhyana. With stating that, let us all start our day one of Prasthana Sadhana with yoga, pranayama, and dhyana. I invite Sri Pravin Garu, who is an solution architect working at Famine, to instruct yoga, pranayama, and meditation. We shall invite Mrs. Sri ViswaSphoorthi, who is doing her PhD in bioinformatics and computational biology at George Mason University, and also Sri V.M. Panigrahi Garu, who is working as a tech lead in IBM. Sphoorthi Oum.
Sphoorthi Oum. Am I audible?
Yes, Sunday. You can continue.
Sphoorthi Oum. Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum. With divine blessings of the scientific saint Purna Guru, Shri 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 Guru ViswaSphoorthi Ji, we have gathered here or online to celebrate 3 days of Prasthana Sadhana on the occasion of Magha Poornima. With Shri Guruji's blessings and permissions, let's get started for the Asana Pranayama Dhyana, which is integral part of our Prasthana Sadhana. So today is a day one. All demonstrators, please pull your mats and sit in comfortable position, either Sukhasana, Vajrasana, or Padmasana. We will start with 3 Omkaras and 1 Guru Shloka. So sit straight. Your spine, neck and head should be aligned. Pleasant expressions. Let go all the worries. Do not think of anything. Just internalize your awareness. Gentle smile on your face. Now bring your hands to the heart center. We'll chant 3 Omkaras. Lead and follow. Deep inhale. We'll chant one Guru Shloka. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tatsmai Shri Gurave Namah. Tatsmai Shri Gurave. Tatsmai Shri Gurave. Now slowly lower your hands and gently open your eyes. We'll start with Sithila Karna Vyayama, warm-up exercises. So let's stand in Tadasana. There are four types of asanas, we know: standing, sitting, prone and supine. So Tadasana is the ready and relaxation state for the standing asanas. We'll start with sit-ups. If you have knee problems, you should avoid this because it puts a lot of pressure on your knees. So come to the sthiti. You can keep a slight distance in between your legs just to be comfortable. Always listen to your body. Only do as much as you can. Yoga is all about just an exercise, moving body in different angles scientifically. So by practicing yoga postures, it gives you required flexibility, strength and health. So let's start sit-ups. Raise your hands parallel to the floor, palms facing down. And as you inhale, just exhale and sit down in a squat position. And as you inhale, you can come back up. Let's repeat 10 to 15 rounds. Inhale, exhale, sit in a squat position. Inhale, try to come back up. Exhale, inhale. You can increase your speed as you feel necessary. Just be in your comfort zone when you practice any asanas. Let's do a few more rounds of sit-ups. It gives nice exercise to your legs, your thighs. Now slowly stop the practice and lower your hands. You can relax in Sithila Tadasana for few breaths. The second warm-up exercise we'll do is pulling water from a well. You can imagine you have a well in front of you and you need to take out water from it. So we all can relate this because we have done it in our childhood probably. So let's start with the second warm-up exercise, Sthiti Tadasana. Pulling water from a well, you have to raise your right hand or a left hand at 45 degrees. And then as you inhale, you pull your left hand and then you raise your right hand. Let's start 10 to 15 rounds. Inhale, pull with the left hand, raise your right hand above, and then pull with the right hand, raise your left hand. Let's do this in one flow. 15 rounds of pulling water from well. This is a nice breathing exercise. It tones your lungs. It's good for pranayama. Do as fast as you can, but always listen to your body. Now slowly stop the practice and gently lower your hands. And try to relax for a few breaths in Tadasana. The next warm-up exercise we'll do is Chakki Chalanasana. It's done in a sitting position. It's an Indian floor mill exercise. In India, we used to ground our wheat or any grains manually. There were no automations. So let's start. You can sit in a Dandasana. Dandasana is the ready end state of sitting asanas. Legs in front of you, hands on your thighs is the sthiti for Dandasana. Spread your legs 2.5 to 3 feet apart and grab your hands in front of you. You can bend forward as you exhale, and as you inhale, you can turn to the right and then to the back and left and forward. Just rotate in clockwise direction for a few rounds. Let's do for 5 to 10 rounds, and then we'll do the same in anti-clockwise direction. This exercise gives a nice toning to your abdomen, your thighs, your legs. Slowly stop the practice and let's do it in the reverse direction. Do slowly and feel the changes. Feel the stimulations. Now let's slowly stop the practice and come to the starting state. Keep your hands interlaced. And as you exhale, try to bend forward. See how much you can bend forward. Give a nice stretch. As with more and more exhalation, you can bend more and more forward. All right, now slowly stop the practice and try to relax in Sthila Dandasana. Try to regain your breath. After this, we'll start with our asanas. The first asana we're going to practice today is Trikonasana, which is a standing asana. It's also called as triangle pose. It's self-complementary and it's a 4-step process. Let's stand in Tadasana. Sthiti Tadasana. If you have any recent abdominal surgeries done, slip disc problem, sciatica problem, then you should avoid this asana. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Let's get into the sthiti. Now, as you inhale, spread your legs and raise your hands parallel to the floor. Your legs, the distance between your legs should be 2.5 to 3 feet or as much as comfortable. Raise your hands parallel to the floor, palms facing down. And as you exhale, turn to the right. Take your right hand to the right feet and left hand perpendicular to the floor. Your right hand and left hand should be in same plane. Your gaze should be on your left hand fingers. Do not bend forward. This is the final posture. Do not bend your knees. Both your legs should be straight. And you should always try to stay in the final posture for at least 15 to 30 seconds. Give a nice stretch to your legs. Feel the changes in your thigh muscles, in your right side of the leg, the compression on your left spinal cord. Now slowly try to come to the sthiti, hands parallel to the floor, and as you exhale, bring your hands down and bring your legs closer. Try to relax for a few breaths in Sithila Tadasana. Since it's a self-complementary posture, we'll practice the same thing on the other side. Let's get into the sthiti. As you inhale, spread your legs and take your hands parallel to the floor. This time you're gonna do it on the other side. And as you exhale, turn your left foot and take your left hand to the left foot. Right hand should be perpendicular to the floor in one plane with the left hand. Your gaze should be on your left hand fingers. Trikonasana makes spine flexible, prevents flat foot. It also corrects the curvature of spine. It improves digestion and kidney functions. Always stay in the final posture for a few breaths. Feel the nice stretch. Do not bend forward and do not bend your knees. Now slowly come back to the sthiti. As you exhale, lower your hands and bring your legs closer and try to relax in Sithila Tadasana. The next asana today we're going to practice is a sitting asana, Paschimothanasana. let's sit in Dandasana. Dandasana is the ready state for the sitting asanas. Try to relax in Sithila Dandasana, a relaxing state. Paschimothanasana is also called as seated forward bend pose. It's an 8-step asana. If you have heart problems, back problems, spondylitis, sciatica, you should avoid this asana. Now let's get into the sthiti. Hands, on your thighs, legs in front of you, straight together. As you inhale, raise your hands by the side of your body, parallel to the floor. Slowly, and then raise it further as you inhale above your head. Stretch your hands as much as you can. And as you exhale, bend forward, come to the tabletop position. And as you exhale further, take your hands down, let it fall wherever it is, it can. Try to grab your toes if possible, or your entire feet, and stay in this final posture for a few breaths. Try to exhale and bend forward with each exhalation. Keep your knees straight, feet together. Only bend from bottom of your spine. Just relax your abdominal muscles. That will make you more comfortable. Try to stay in this final posture for a few breaths. Now, slowly, as you inhale, raise your hands, come to the tabletop. And as you inhale further, bring your hands back to above your head. And as you exhale, bring your hands parallel to the floor by the side of your body. And further inhalation, just bring it down. Come back to the sthiti and sthitila sthiti. Try to relax for a few breaths. Paschimottanasana makes your backbone stronger, flexible. It stimulates spinal nerves, back muscles, increases blood flow to the head. So if you have heart problems, you should try to be careful with this asana. The next asana we'll practice is prone asana. It's a prone posture. Bhujangasana. It's also called as Cobra Pose. There are multiple variations to Bhujangasana. We will practice one today. The complementary asana for Bhujangasana is Shalabhasana. So if you have, let's get into the ready state for prone posture, which is Makarasana. Lie down on your abdomen. And relax in Makarasana. Just put both the hands on one top of each other and your chin on your hands. Legs spread out a little bit. This is the relaxing posture for prone asanas. please observe the demonstrators if you are new. So Bhujangasana, if you have any abdominal surgeries done, as you can see, it involves lying down on your back, abdomen. Just avoid for a couple of months until you are properly healed and proceed with the caution. Even if you have any cervical spondylosis problem, just avoid this asana. So let's get into the sthiti. Legs next to each other, hands above your head. That's the sthiti for prone postures. It's also called as Cobra Pose. So as you inhale, bring your hands down next to your chest, and as you exhale, lift your chest and your head just like a cobra. Inhale, keep your legs together. And try to give a nice stretch in from bottom of your spine, and try to look up. As you can see, your neck is in action here. So if you have any cervical problems, you have to be careful. Stay in this final posture for a few breaths. Now slowly come down. Bring your head and chest down. Come to the sthiti, hands above your head. And then come back to the sthitila sthiti and try to relax. In Makarasana. The next asana we'll do is Supine Asana. Lie down on your back. And try to relax in Shavasana. Always try to visualize, experience all the changes that these asanas are creating, that your body is experiencing, feeling, the stimulations, the changes. We'll practice one Supine Asana, Naukasana. It's a boat pose. If you have any heart problems, hypertension, back pain, you should avoid this asana. Let's get into the sthiti. Legs next to each other. As you inhale, get into the sthiti, hands above your head. As you inhale, bring your hands forward parallel to the floor and raise your legs to 45 degrees or 60 degrees as much as possible. And keep your hands parallel to the floor, pointing to your knees. Stay in this final posture for a few breaths. And try to relax. Just breathe normal. The moment you breathe normal, you should feel less strain on your abdominal muscles. Now slowly stop the practice. Bring your legs down, hands above your head. And as you exhale, bring your hands back and come to the Sthitila Sthiti. Relax in Shavasana. We'll practice quick relaxation technique in Shavasana. Just relaxed completely. Let go all the worries. Transfer your body weight entirely to the floor at all the various points. Let gravity do its job. Do not hold off anything. Keep slight distance in between your legs. Your palms should be facing upwards. Observe the changes, the calmness, and breathe normal. Do not control your breathing. Initially, let it breathe as it is. Your head should be straight. Do not move in Shavasana. Just the abdominal movement. We'll practice a few rounds of abdominal breathing. Slowly take your right hand and put it on your abdomen. Just do it slowly with awareness. Take your right hand, lift it slowly and put it on your abdomen. And let's practice abdominal breathing. Synchronize your breathing with abdominal movements. As you inhale, let your abdomen expand just like a mountain. Do a full deep inhalation. And as you exhale, let your abdomen sink in. Let it touch your spine. Do a slow, conscious exhalation. Let's practice few rounds of inhalation, exhalation. Synchronize your breathing with abdominal movements. With each inhalation, we are energizing our body with more and more oxygen. And with each exhalation, slow, conscious exhalation, we are cleansing our body. We are letting go all the toxicity from our body, the carbon dioxide. It's cleaning up internally, thereby relaxing each and every cell of our body. Inhale, exhale. Just do a few more rounds of abdominal breathing. Observe the changes in each and every part of your body, the stimulations. Now we'll start with, we'll chant 3 Omkaras. Deep inhale. Just feel the nice vibrations, experience, feel the resonance Omkara creates throughout our body. The Akara, Ukara and Makara chanting, it resonates the entire body. Let's chant the second Omkara. Deep inhale. One last round. Now feel the calmness in the body. Experience the calmness Shavasana has given us. We'll slowly try to come out of Shavasana. Slowly take your hand, right hand down. Wiggle your fingers. Bring your legs close. Slide your legs and your hands. And try to roll your body on one side with the help of the other hand. Bend your knee. Take your left hand below your head and try to roll over your body. And try to stay there. Stay in that position for a few breaths. Observe the changes, the blood flow, the calmness in your mind. It gives a nice relaxation. Just experience that relaxation. Slowly try to come back and sit in a comfortable position. Observe the changes, observe the calmness, calmness in your body, calmness to your mind. With this, we conclude today's asana session. We'll continue with the pranayama. But before we start pranayama, let's take a quick water break. Drink at least 1 glass of water before doing pranayama. And always remember, pranayama is done with empty stomach. That gives a nice, it helps a lot with meditation. Always breathe in, breathe out with your nostrils and use abdominal breathing. Do not hold anything, inhalation, exhalation, or breath in your chest. Let's get ready. Please sit in a comfortable position. Either Sukhasana, Vajrasana, or Padmasana. Just sit in whatever position is comfortable for you to sit longer without moving. Gently close your eyes. Just internalize your awareness. Just keep breathing. Practice abdominal breathing. You can even practice full yogic breathing. The scientific saint, Purna Guru, Shri Guru ViswaSphoorthi ji, has given us enhanced, a modified pranayama this time. We'll understand what is that in a step-by-step manner by practicing each step. So pay close attention when we practice a pranayama. Sit in comfortable position, gently close your eyes. In round one, step one, in the modified pranayama, we'll be using equal time holding for all the three steps in the round one. The modified pranayama is all about equal time holding or double time holding or triple time holding. So we'll practice 5 seconds inhalation, 5 seconds hold, 5 seconds exhalation, and 5 seconds hold. So as you remember, the first nostril for males is right nostril and second nostril for males is left nostril. The first nostril for females is left nostril and second nostril for females is right nostril. So in step number one, we inhale through the first nostril and exhale through the second nostril. We repeat this 3 times. That's a step number one. So we inhale from the first nostril for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds, and hold for 5 seconds. So let's practice first step. Make an Asika Mudra, Pranayama Mudra. Your index finger and middle finger should be folded, and your thumb, use your thumb and ring finger to close your nostrils. Take your hand to the nose. I'm going to count first in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do second time. First in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Third time. First in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you can slowly bring your hand down. In the second step, we inhale through the second nostril and exhale through the first nostril. We change the direction. So we inhale for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds, and hold for 5 seconds. So let's make an Asika Mudra. We'll start the second step. Second in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second round, inhale. Second in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First out, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly bring your hand down. This was our step number 2. In step number 3, we inhale through both the nostrils and exhale through both the nostrils. So inhale through both the nostrils for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, exhale through both the nostrils for 5 seconds and hold for 5 seconds. Let's practice step number 3. Make an Asika Mudra. Bring your hand to your nose. Let's start. Both in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly bring your hand down. This constitutes round 1 of the modified pranayama. Pranayama is about breathing, controlling your breath. Now there are 3 rounds that we have to practice today. In 1 unit, there are 3 rounds and each round has 3 steps. We practiced all 3 steps of round 1 with equal time holding. In round 2, we swap step number 1 and step number 2. So in step number 1, we inhale through the second nostril and exhale through the first nostril. And in step number 2, we inhale through the first nostril and exhale through the second nostril. There is no change to the step number 3. So with this, I will let you practice round 2. I'm going to start tick tick sound. Just remember that in round 2, step number 1 is inhale from the second nostril, exhale from the first nostril. And step number 2 is inhale from the first nostril and exhale from the second nostril. Hold period is same. There's no change to the third step. Always, relax for the same amount of time that we spent during the round 1, round 2, and round 3. In round 1, we spent 9 minutes. Let's start round 2. Nasika Mudra. Take your inhale through the second nostril and exhale through first nostril. Pranayama is restriction and control of breath. Pranayama in Sanskrit means prana, the life force, plus ayama, the control or expansion or enlargement. That is enhancement or control of life force. Always try to remember the benefits of pranayama. Pranayama helps reduce the speed of thoughts. It improves the concentration. It improves your memory. And due to availability of abundant oxygen, the oxygenated blood flows through your circulatory system to each and every cell of your body. With more hemoglobin in the blood, it improves your immune system. So each round of the modified pranayama with 5 seconds inhalation, hold, exhalation, hold takes 3 minutes. Once you are done, you can slowly lower your hand and try to relax. For the same duration that we spent on pranayama. We'll practice one more round today to complete unit number 1. In round 3, for all 9 times, 3 times in step 1, 3 times in step 2, and 3 times in step 3. For all 9 times, we breathe in, breathe out, inhale, exhale through both the nostrils. So inhale through both the nostrils, hold. Exhale through both the nostrils, hold. That's the change for round 3. Just remember to inhale and exhale through both the nostrils for all 9 times. 3 steps, 3 times, 9 times. Let's practice the third round without stopping. I'm going to start the tick tick sound. Make a nice Asika Mudra. This modified pranayama, we should do all 3 units or do 1 unit, but never do 2 units. Today we are practicing 5 seconds hold time, but gradually this needs to be increased to 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Pranayama's major benefit is reduction in speed of thoughts. This benefit is due to the slowest breathing that takes place during pranayama. Helps improve your concentration, your memory, and makes you ready for meditation and dhyana. Once you're done, you can slowly bring your hands down and try to relax. Before we get started with meditation, try to relax and recollect all the benefits of pranayama. Try to recollect the new method that we learned today, because tomorrow we're going to practice second unit also. Meditation will continue. In meditation, the first step is concentration. We look at Guruji's photo and focus on the frame of the photo, picture, and gradually bring your focus to the forehead of Guruji and come to the contemplation. Just gently open your eyes, look at Guruji's photo, along with Mula Mantra. We'll keep chanting Mula Mantra as we focus on your Guruji's picture. There are 6 words in Mula Mantra. We synchronize our breathing, synchronize with the Mula Mantra. With each inhalation, we chant one word, and exhalation, chant another. Let's chant the Mula Mantra and synchronize our breathing. Inhale. Om. Exhale. Ma. Inhale. Vishwarupe. Exhale. Shaktirupe. Inhale. ViswaSphoorthi. Exhale. Gurave Namaha. Keep chanting the Mula Mantra silently as you focus on Guruji's photo, as you try to concentrate. Just keep focus on your Mula Mantra and Guruji's picture throughout the meditation. As you progress, your focus will reduce and concentrate on the forehead, and gradually your eyes will start closing. That's when you contemplate on breathing while continuing the chanting of Mula Mantra silently. Chanting of Mula Mantra it's preferred to chant in the multiples of 9 times. Just gently close your eyes. Keep chanting Mula Mantra and visualize Guruji's photo. Visualize the image that you have captured through concentration. During Brahma Muhurtam, if you meditate, the divine energy that gets transmitted, it enters through the Brahma Randram. With this, we conclude today's asana, pranayama dhyanam. We'll thank Sri Guruji for giving us this opportunity with a closing shloka. Slowly take your hands to the heart center. Let's thank Sri Guruji. Convey our sense of gratitude, our deep respect for giving us this opportunity and request Guruji that he keeps us blessed and guide us in the path, the right path. Let's close with the closing shloka. Gurumurtim smare nityam Gurur Nam Sada Jape Guru Ragnya Prakarvita Guru Ranyam Nabhavai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sphoorthi Oum. Keep the same calmness, energized throughout the day. With this, we conclude today's Asana Pranayama Dhyana. We'll continue with the next set of program agenda. Sphoorthi Oum.
Sphoorthi Oum. Thank you, Sri Pravin Garu, for instructing yoga, pranayama, and meditation. Also, thank you, Sri Mrs. ViswaSphoorthi Garu and Panigrahi Garu for demonstration. Let us move to the next activity. Now we shall listen to the divine disclosure from our previous Guruji's speeches on the topic of the human, by the human, and for the human. Sphoorthi Oum.
ఇంకా ఏమున్నాయి అసలు అని ఆలోచిస్తే ఎక్కడ కూడా మనిషి తరాల నుంచి చూసినప్పటికీ కూడా చాలా గొప్పవాడే. అయితే ఎందుకు ఈ భయం ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది? మరి చాలా వరకు భయంతోనే కొన్ని జీవితాలు అడుగంటిపోతున్నాయి. భయం, ధైర్యం, ఈ రెండు ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తున్నాయి? కొంచెం మీరు ఆలోచించాల్సినటువంటి ఆవశ్యకత ఎంతైనా ఉంది. భయం ఉంది, ధైర్యం ఉంది, ఈ రెండు ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తున్నాయి? ఎక్కడన్నా బయట ప్రకృతి నుంచి వస్తున్నాయా? లేదు అదర్ ప్లాంట్స్ నుంచి వస్తుందా? లేదు ఇంకేదైనా గ్రహాల నుంచి ఏమైనా సంక్రమిస్తుందా? నో, నెవర్. భయం వస్తుంది మీ ఆలోచనలో నుంచే, ధైర్యం వస్తుంది మీ ఆలోచనలో నుంచే. యూ హ్యావ్ మచ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ సెల్ఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ విత్ ఇన్ యూ. యూ జస్ట్ ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. ఏం జరుగుతుందో చూడండి. బాగా జీవితం ఉంది, శరీరం ఉంది, రోజువారీ మీరు దినచర్యలో గడుపుతున్నారు. భయం వస్తుంటే ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది? కేవలం మీ ఆలోచనలు మాత్రమే అది భయం మీకు తెప్పిస్తూ ఉన్నది. పరిస్థితులు అలా కల్పిస్తున్నాయి. సో అక్కడ ఏం చేస్తున్నారు? ఆత్మస్థైర్యాన్ని కోల్పోతున్నారు. ఇది ఎందుకు జరుగుతుంది? జరగడానికి వీల్లేదుగా మరి. అన్నీ మీవే, ఆలోచన మీదే, ఆచరణ మీదే. ఇక్కడే కొంచెం ఆలోచించాల్సినటువంటి ఆవశ్యకత ఎంతైనా ఉంది. నేను చెప్తున్నది ఏంటి అంటే, ద హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ ఈజ్ సో పవర్ఫుల్ వెన్ యూ డూ సమ్ ప్రాసెస్. ఉంది, ఆ శక్తివంతం మీ దగ్గరే ఉంది. విత్ ఇన్ యూ ఇట్ ఈస్ దేర్. దాన్ని మీరు ఉపయోగించుకోవాలి, వినియోగించుకోవాలి, జీవితాన్ని ఉన్నత దశకు తీసుకుపోవడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేయాలి. అంతేకాని దాన్ని అలాగే వదిలిపెట్టడం అన్నది సరైనది కాదు. మరి ఇక మనిషి గురించి ఆలోచిస్తే చాలానే చేస్తున్నాడు. మనిషి గురించి సాదాసీదాగా అంతగా తీసేయాల్సినటువంటి ఆవశ్యకత అయితే లేదు. మరి ఏం చేస్తున్నాడు మనిషి యొక్క మరి ప్రత్యేకతలు ఏమిటి అంటే, ఏదైనా చేయగలిగిన మనిషే. ఏది జరిగినా ఈ భూమి మీద మనిషి వలన, మనిషి చేత, మనిషి కొరకే అనేది మీరు గుర్తించాలి. ఏది జరిగినా ఎవరో వచ్చి చేయటం లేదు, మనిషే చేస్తున్నాడు. ఈ భూగోళాన్ని చాపగా చుట్టేస్తున్నా మనిషే చేస్తున్నాడు. అనేక వింత వికృతమైనటువంటి చేష్టలు చేస్తున్నా అది మనిషి వలనే చేస్తున్నాడు. దీన్ని బాగా గమనించి బేరీజు వేసుకోవాల్సినటువంటి అవసరం ఎంతైనా ఉంది. అయితే ఎక్కడో సాగరంలో కలిసిపోతున్నటువంటి నీటికి అడ్డు నిలిచి, దారి మరల్చి, పరక పుట్టని నేలపై సస్యశ్యామలం చేసి పంటలు పండించింది మనిషి కాదా మరి? ఒకసారి ఆలోచించి చూడండి, ఏ శక్తులు వచ్చాయి అక్కడికి? మనిషే చేశాడు. మరి భూగోళాన్ని చాపగా చుట్టేస్తున్నది మనిషే. ఏదైనా చేస్తున్నది ఎవరు అంటే మరి మనిషిగానే కనిపిస్తుంది కదా. నేటి టెక్నాలజీకి కారణం ఎవరు? మనిషి కాదా? బాగా ఆలోచన చేయండి. ఇప్పుడున్నటువంటి పరిస్థితులకి కారణం ఎవరు? మనిషే. మరి పూర్తిగా అన్నిటినీ ప్రకృతిలో ఉన్నటువంటి వనరులను ఉపయోగించుకుంటూ అత్యున్నత స్థాయికి దశకు వెళ్ళాలని చేస్తున్నది మనిషే కదా. ఎక్కడో విశ్వానికి వెళ్ళి అక్కడ ఏమున్నదో తెలుసుకుంటూ విశ్వ రహస్యాలని మతికి తెలిసిన రీతిలో మొత్తాన్ని తను తెలుసుకోవాలి, తన జాతి సభ్యులకు చెప్పాలి అన్న తపనతో చేస్తున్నది ఎవరు? మనిషి కాదా? విశ్వ రహస్యాలని సైతం బయటకు పెట్టాలి అనుకుంటున్నది మనిషి కాదా? మరి ఆలోచించండి. దీనితో పాటు ఇంకా చాలానే ఉన్నాయి మనిషి యొక్క విలువైన జీవితంలో చేయవలసినటువంటివి, మనం చవి చూడవలసినటువంటివి దండిగానే ఉన్నాయి. ఇక ఇవే కాకుండా సాధారణంగా ప్రకృతిని యంత్రాల నిశ్వాసతో ప్రకృతిని వికృతిని చేస్తూ విషవాయువుల్ని వెదజల్లుతూ అక్కడ ప్రాణాలని తోడేస్తున్నది కూడా మనిషే. మీరు గమనించాలి. మొత్తాన్ని ప్రాణవాయువుని పీల్చేస్తూ మొత్తం ప్రకృతిని వికృతిగా మారుస్తున్నది కూడా మనిషే. మనిషి సాధించినటువంటి రసాయన శాస్త్ర ఫలితమే అది. మరి వైర్లు చుట్టి బైర్లు కమ్మించి ఏదో చేయాలని ఏదో చేస్తున్నది కూడా మనిషే. మనిషి జ్ఞానమే, మనిషికి సంబంధించిన శాస్త్ర జ్ఞానమే దానికి కారణం. ఎంతో చేస్తున్నాడు, అవి చేస్తున్నాడు. ఆకాశగంగ నుంచి పాతాళగంగ వరకు యాసిడ్ తాగించి సెమీ డెత్ మీదకు తెస్తున్నది ఎవరు? మనిషి కాదా? మరి నేటి ఉన్నటువంటి వాతావరణ కాలుష్యానికి కారణం మనిషి కాదా? ఆలోచన చేయండి. దీనికి కూడా మనిషే కారణం. అయితే అవి ఉన్నాయి, ఇవి ఉన్నాయి, ఏం చేయాలి మరి? అక్కడేమో కొన్ని మంచి పనులు జరుగుతున్నాయి, ఇక్కడేమో మరి చెడు పనులు కొన్ని జరుగుతున్నాయి. చాలామంది చాలా సందర్భాల్లో సమాజంలో ఎలా మంచిని తీసుకోవాలి అని చాలామంది అడుగుతూ ఉంటారు. అన్నీ మిక్స్ అయి ఉంటాయి కదండి, ఎలా తీసుకోవాలి? ఏదో కొన్ని గింజల్ని పగలగొట్టి లోపల పప్పును మాత్రం తీసుకొని ఆ తొక్క పడేయటం లేదా మనం? సాధారణంగా అరటి పండుని ఎలా తింటామండి? తొక్క తీసి అక్కడ పడేసి పండు తింటామా, తొక్కతో కూడా తింటామా? మరి ఇక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి నాలెడ్జ్ అక్కడ ఎందుకు రాలేదు మనకి? మంచినే గ్రహించండి, మంచినే పెంచుకోండి, సామరస్యతతో చేయడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేయండి. మీకే బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్గా కనిపిస్తుంది కదా. ఒక దాంట్లో అయితే మానవ తెలివి ఉపయోగపడుతుంది, కనిపిస్తుంది, ఏది కావాలనో అది మాత్రమే తీసుకుంటుంది. అక్కడ మాత్రం ఇవన్నీ ఉన్నాయి, నేను ఎలా బతకాలి, నాకు ఆత్మస్థైర్యం లేదు, సెల్ఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ లేదు, అంతకన్నా మొత్తం వ్యక్తిత్వమే దెబ్బతినిపోయింది అని అక్కడ మాత్రం చెప్తూ ఉన్నాడు. ఇది ఎంతవరకు న్యాయం? కొంచెం ఆలోచించాల్సినటువంటి ఆవశ్యకత ఎంతైనా ఉంది. ఇవన్నీ చేస్తున్నటువంటి మనిషి తన కథను మొత్తం దైవాధీనానికి వదిలేసి దండాలు పెడుతూ వరాలు కోరుకునేటువంటి దివాలా స్థితికి మనిషి వేళ దిగజారాడు. తన మొత్తం కథను దైవాధీనానికి వదిలేసి పరాధీనత అయిపోయింది. ఏదైనా మనం పరాధీనత చెందినప్పుడు మనకు స్వతంత్ర భావాలు ఎక్కడుంటాయి? బానిస సంఖ్యళ్లే ఉంటాయి. మరి బానిస సంఖ్యలలో మనం చేయగలిగింది ఏముంటుంది? మన జీవితం గురించి మనకేం తెలుస్తుంది? ఏం తెలిసే అవకాశం లేదు. ఇక మనసు గురించి ఏం తెలుస్తుంది? మనమే ఇంకొకరి అధీనంలో ఉన్నామంటే మనకు స్వతంత్రత ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది? మన మనసు మనం చెప్పినట్టు వింటుందా? ఎవరి అధీనంలో ఉన్నామో వారు చెప్పినట్టు వింటుంది, కానీ మనం చెప్పినట్టు వినే అవకాశం లేదు కదా. దీన్ని మనం గమనించాలి. మొత్తం వదిలేసి నాకేం సంబంధం లేదు, నేను ఎక్కడో ఇంకొక చోట కంట్రోల్లో ఉన్నాను, నాకేం లేదు, నిరంతరం వరాలిమ్మని కోరుకోవటం, దాని చుట్టూ తిరగటం, ఏదో కాలక్షేపం చేయటం, పోవటం. ఇంత విశ్వ రహస్యాల్ని సైతం భూమికి తీసుకొచ్చి మొత్తం సర్వస్వాన్ని తానే తీసుకోవాలి, తానే అనుభవించాలన్నటువంటి ఒక కోరికతో కూడా ఇన్ని చేస్తున్నటువంటి వ్యక్తికి ఇంకొకరు వరాల కోసం ప్రాధేయపడటం, ఇది మనిషికి భావ్యమేనా? ఎప్పుడు ఇలా జరుగుతుంది? తన జ్ఞానం పూర్తిగా పాడైపోయినప్పుడు, ఇంకొకరి కంట్రోల్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు, తనకి ఏమీ తోచక ఏ రకమైనటువంటి పరిస్థితుల్లో ఏమీ చేయలేనటువంటి రీతిలో నేను నిస్సహాయుణ్ణి, నిమిత్త మాత్రుణ్ణి, నేనేమీ చేయలేను అని చెప్పి జీవితాన్ని నటిస్తూ గడిపేస్తున్నాడు. నటించటమే. ఎక్కడ చూసినప్పటికీ నటనే ప్రాధాన్యతగా కనిపిస్తోంది. నిద్ర లేచింది మొదలు నిద్రపోయే వరకు నటించడం నటించడం నటించడం. ప్రతి మనిషి వ్యక్తి ఎదుట నటించడమే. నటనే జీవితంగా మారిపోయింది. ఆ ఒరిజినాలిటీ దెబ్బతినింది. ఇప్పుడున్నటువంటి ఫేక్ అండ్ ఫ్యాబ్రికేటెడ్ టెక్నాలజీతో మొత్తం ఏదో ముందుకొచ్చి అసలును వెనక్కు నెట్టేసింది, ఎక్కడికో సుదూరంగా వెళ్ళిపోయింది. ఇప్పుడున్నదంతా కూడా ఫేక్ అండ్ ఫ్యాబ్రికేటెడ్ థింగ్స్తోనే మనిషి జీవితాన్ని గడుపుతూ ఉన్నాడు. అందులోనే నిమగ్నమై ఉన్నారు. అదే కరెక్ట్ అనుకుంటున్నారు. ఏదైతే ఫేక్ ఉందో అదే ఒరిజినల్ అనుకుంటున్నారు. ఒరిజినల్ యొక్క పూర్తి స్థాయి, శక్తి, సామర్థ్యాలు అన్నీ కూడా చీకట్లోకి నెట్టేశారు. అలా పాతి పెట్టేస్తున్నారు. నటనా జీవితమే ప్రతి ఒక్క వ్యక్తి ఎదుట పూర్తిగా మానవ విలువల్ని కోల్పోతూ ఉంది. అయితే ఒక పక్క మనిషి కోసం ఎంతో చేయాల్సినటువంటివి, మానవ విలువల్ని కాపాడాల్సినటువంటిది, ఒక పక్క ఉద్యమాలు జరుగుతుంటే, ఒక పక్క ప్రచార సభలు జరుగుతూ ఉంటే, నిరంతరం మానవ విలువల వలువలు ఊడ తీస్తూనే ఉన్నారు. ఈరోజు కూడా అది కూడా జరుగుతూనే ఉన్నది. మరి దీనికి అంతటికీ ఎవరు కారణం? బేరీజ్ వేసుకోవాలి. ఎటు వెళ్తోంది సమాజం? మరి ఈ రకంగా వెళ్ళిపోతూ ఉంటే మనిషి నాకేమీ సంబంధం లేదు, నాకేం తెలియదు, ఏదో అలా చేసేస్తుంది అని చెప్పడం ఎంతవరకు భావ్యం? ఇవన్నీ ఇంతకు ముందు మనం చెప్పిందంతా చేసింది శక్తివంతుడైనటువంటి మనిషి కాదా? సముద్రాలకు ఆనకట్ట కట్టి మొత్తం పంట పొలాలని సస్యశ్యామలం చేసింది మనిషి కాదా? మరి గ్రహాంతరాల్లో కాలుబెట్టి నక్షత్ర మండలాల్లో సైతం శాంపుల్స్ కోసం మనం సేకరించి పరిశోధనలు చేస్తూ ఉన్నామే, మనిషి కాదా అది?
Sphoorthi Oum. Now we have listened to the divine disclosure of Sri Guruji's message from our previous speeches. Here Guruji is giving a lot of information which we are seeing in our daily life. The most of the people, we are experiencing the same thing in the current world. Here Guruji is saying fear and dare both are within us. Both are coming from our thoughts. Those are not from anywhere. Both are within our self. Everything is in human. Guruji says, we just try to make it use of it. Here Guruji has given quite a lot of examples on farming, how we are building the check dams and storing the water and passing that water for the utilization of agriculture. The technology, what we are seeing in our current society, current generation, from past decades, some years, how a human is roaming around the world, or trying to know the origin of the universe, or trying to know what is there in other solar planets. There are a lot of examples Guru has given by Guruji. But still, human is in dilemma, which is good and how, what is good and what is bad, and how to pick a good, ignoring the bad. Here, Guruji also given an example in our real life, taking it from our real life. We have a peanut or a banana. We peel it and make use of the inner one, the peanut, and we throw off the shell, or we throw off the shell of the banana. We peel the banana and we eat inside and throw off the banana peel. Likewise, the same thing you have to apply to your life. We can pick good things and try to ignore or minimize the negativity or the bad things. Also, Guruji has given, one should not surrender to the others and lose his identity and losing his control on oneself and going to the God. Then we might lose our freedom and we lose the control of listening from ourselves and listening or following one provided by the information provided or the guidance provided by the others. And one should not also think that we are controlled by some other somewhere and we enact accordingly. When Guruji also compares, we all doing the same thing. We are building the check dams, we are farming the agriculture, we are inventing innovation of new technologies. Everything is happening. And again, we are feeling dilemma, like again, we are going to and bowing our head and thinking like we are not enacting from ourselves. We are controlled by somewhere and we are enacting accordingly. We should make use of this speech and try to analyze and compare what Guruji has given us from this speech. Sphoorthi Oum. Whoever has attended the online Prasthana Sadhana for the day 1, please share your attendance to the volunteers. Volunteers would be sharing you the format of the attendance. Please provide the attendance to the volunteers and help to get the information. Now let's move to the next activity. We have a oration from Srimati Kusumji, who is a retired Indian Air Force officer from Madanapalli, Chittoor, Andhra Pradesh, India. Her oration topic is family. Sphoorthi.
Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum. My humble submissions and salutations to the divine lotus feet of our beloved Universal Master, His Holiness, Adhyatmic Vishwaguru, Scientific Saint, Purna Guru, Sri 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 Guru ViswaSphoorthi Ji, the Omnipresent One, the Omniscient One, the Omnipotent One. Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum. Today, I'll be sharing Shri Guruji's guidance and views on family based on two speeches delivered by His Holiness in Nagpur Dhyan Prasthan through the divine medium and ViswaSphoorthi, the epic authored by His Holiness. Shri Guruji says, family is the basic building block of the society. The state of the society is the reflection of the state of families. If we want a harmonious and progressive society, we need to first have harmony within the family. As an individual is to the family, so is the family to the society. A right engagement of an individual in terms of strengthened mind will only bring peace and contentment to him or her and in turn to the society. When a man and a woman engages themselves in a marital relationship, the right engagement between them will shape up a happy family. Shri Guruji says, both of them share a very unique relationship with each other. They are neither enemies nor friends or strangers and neighbors. His Holiness compares the relationship to inhalation and exhalation, which together makes the breath. Shri Guruji says they are the two sides of the same coin, the pair of opposites like day and night, yet complementary to each other. The bonding is not just physical, but the heartfelt affection. They should not become a burden to each other, nor be distant, meaning either becoming too dependent on each other that it's suffocating. And if common needs of togetherness like finances, social status are met, then behaving like aliens to each other. When they are not happy together and are distant, their interference in children's life ruins their life too. Problems, misunderstanding, friction are normal and natural. However challenging it may be, Shri Guruji says, cohabitation is must. What is the friendliness or enmity in between them? The aggression kills the reasoning of the mind. If they look at each other as two separate individuals and keep the boundaries like that, they may become parents but never a couple. The life of a householder is like an ocean which has nectar and poison, joys and sorrows, always moving side by side. A bit of intelligence and control along with sadhana can yield good results in overcoming obstacles. Yes, it is not easy like changing a TV channel, but with patience and forbearance, determination and dedication, if we drink the elixir of dhyana, the mind can be strengthened. It will keep humans in good condition, elevated state with honorability and humanity, safe and protected. His Holiness says, relationships based on mutual love and respect last forever. But if the union is out of lust, doubt and fear will knock the relationship and life will become the curse. Rights and responsibilities towards each other and towards the family need to be reviewed and respected. If they think of rights first, responsibilities take the back seat and become the reason for misunderstanding. Outsourcing responsibilities, hiring cooks and maids and nannies, and on top of it, if the shadow of the third person falls, maybe because of the influence of the silver screen, media, or extramarital relationships, that can end up the relationship in doom. And then the doing is of the two, but it gives solace to put it on the fate. Sri Guruji has given higher place to the woman. As His Holiness says, they are the Prakriti Pratinidhi, the representative of the nature, and Shrishti Karaka, the reason for the propagation of the species. Woman is responsible for carving a cultured family. As family is the building block of the society, so is the woman the foundation of the family. His Holiness says, when the rights and responsibilities are handled well, the beauty and thrill of the life will be like solving the intertwined jigsaw puzzle. The togetherness is like the first shower of the rainy season after scorching hot summer. Whatever small things that they do for each other, they'll become the source of great joy, like the ever-blossoming flower, because of coordination and cooperation between them. Sri Guruji gives the analogy of two horses pulling the cart of the family together. Sri Guruji says, the government may give political rights and society the social rights, but individual rights are earned by executing individual responsibilities. In the similar way, women have to become Shakti Rupini, the embodiment of energy, and Prem Rupini, the embodiment of love, by awakening themselves through dhyana, executing their responsibility and earning their rights. Society is just mirroring the meanness and the selfishness of the individuals. Sri Guruji says, when husband and wife are not in a right relationship with each other, the person who suffers most are our children. They become the mute spectators of the environment in the family. Their anger can lead to antisocial behavior in the society as they grow up. But when the children are brought up with love and affection, they will be ever-booming flowers and they'll be a great resource to the society. So here we actually need to contemplate, do we need both husband and wife to go to the office and work and leave the children in the care of the servants or the nannies? Because the sanskar or the character of the children comes only from the parents. And once that stage passes, nothing can be done later. Everything happens. There are roots to everything. So we need to really contemplate as Sri Guruji is precautioning us. Religion should have helped humankind to live a successful and happy life, concentrating on the self. But unfortunately, it has indulged itself in a futile hell and heaven concept after death through mere speculations. Hence, even religion doesn't give us solace as how to live our lives more successfully while we are living. Sri Guruji says that we need to think deeply about family. What is a family? Is it a clutter of children, combination of joys and sorrows, or is it limited to husband and wife only? His Holiness says, if in our minds we make a family, then we can make one outside too. If it appears to be a problem, then it will be a hurdle. The mind only creates the family. If we compare with the olden days, families are shrinking and we have limited our families to our spouses and children. Sri Guruji says, instead of thinking of family as a small unit, we have to think the whole world as our family. This will only increase humanity and the goal of compassionate society that can thus be achieved. Coming to our Sphoorthi family, it applies. Even in our families, we may not have people who agree to us 100%. And there will be incidences where there may be bound to be misunderstandings. But that doesn't mean that we leave our family members and we ignore them. We somehow pull them along and continue to live our life. In the same way, as we are expanding as Sphoorthi family, whether we are in Nagpur or whether we are in US or Australia or Singapore or any part of the world, including Hyderabad or Tirupati, we need to be tolerant to each other. We need to look for the right opportunities to overcome our limitations and grow as one Sphoorthi family, which can be the right example to the whole world, and which will turn into Atmiya Samaj, or the mission of the society of compassion, or the mission of compassion. As Sri Guruji says, the compassionate society. Sri Guruji says every member has a different definition of the family. It is because of action versus reaction. In our families, most of the times we concentrate on reaction and keep on analyzing it, even if it's a small misunderstanding. We forget that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Therefore, we should focus on the root cause of action and not get trapped in the vicious circle of reaction, criticism, reaction. This also applies to us as Sphoorthi family. If we focus on the cause, then only we'll be able to walk towards the path of humanity, and all the members will have the same definition of the family. To live a happy life, Sri Guruji gives a lot of importance to creativity. His Holiness questions, is there creativity in our family? Thinking of innovative thoughts is creativity. Every individual should bring creativity in one's thoughts and increase the level of thinking. To think deep is self-engineering. His Holiness inspires us to think deeply on the topic of family and how the new thought process can help us expand and make the whole world as one Sphoorthi family. With this, I conclude my heartfelt gratitude to Sri Guruji for giving this wonderful opportunity, and congratulations to the members of my family who have come together and presenting this program. Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum.
Sphoorthi Oum. Thank you, Kusumji, for your oration. There are few points we can be reviewed on this topic. So Guruji has given a few statements how it is interrelated or interdependent on the society. Guruji has stated family is the basic building block of the society. The same way, the state of the society is a reflection of the state of the family. So by these statements, we can understand how a family can reflect the society, or the society can reflect on the family. Each and every family has to maintain the harmony, which in turn helps the society. Both the couple has to maintain a good relationship with a mutual love and respect that will last them for a long time. In most of the speeches, Guruji has stated the relationship between the wife and husband, or they are neither the friends, enemies, or the strangers. They are the two sides of the coin, or a pair of opposite. In the family, Guruji has given the utmost position to the woman, whereas in Guruji is comparing women with the representative of the nature, the reason of the propagation of species. Here, the relationship between the wife and husband, the family, intends reflect on their kids or children, whether they want to go in a right direction or the wrong direction. It completely depends upon the bond or the relationship between the both of them. Our kids learn the samskar or the morals, the values, everything from the parents. Whatever we do, they immediately enact and try to follow whatever parents do in their day-to-day activity in their home. We shall all contemplate on this and try to maintain that relationship in the family, which that in turn helps the society. If society is good, the family's maintained relationship would be good. If the family maintains a really good relationship, and in turn helps the society as well. Now let us move on to the next activity. We shall invite Sri Sadasiva Garu, who is working as an ERP professional in TCS. Shiva Garu is giving an oration on the topic, the transformation of mind. Sphoorthi Oum.
Sphoorthi Oum. My humble salutations to our beloved Guruji, Sri Guru ViswaSphoorthi, on the auspicious occasion of Magha Poornima. Today, my topic is transformation of mind or change of the mind. So in this topic, I would like to present Guruji's words about what is change and how the change happens or the transformation happens within our mind, and when it is happening, and how we can transform ourselves or transform our mind into a soul conscious mind. So Guruji tell us many things about how the change happens. For example, the change in the creation is a natural change or the natural transformation. That is a continuous process. Always the creation changes. It will never be constant. Similarly, as we are part of the nature, we will be transforming each and every second. Again, there are two types of changes. One change is due to the physical change. The other change is the spiritual change or inner change. Physical change is based on the influence of the external surroundings or influence of the nature. And the inner change, the spiritual change, happens by our effort and practice towards the transformation of our mind. But here, the natural change will take its own time, just like the evolution process based on the movement of the globe or the movement of the sun and the solar system or the self-rotation of the globe. The changes happen accordingly. Our body and the mind transform naturally. Other than that, based on our awareness and consciousness and practice, the transformation happens within us with our awareness of the consciousness. Guruji also mentioned about the transformation with the religious practices. In the history, for so many ages, there are so many religions came and exist and try to transform the human being or the human mind into a conscious soul. However, in spite of so many ages passed away, even now, the human beings are still suffering. Why all these difficulties the human beings are facing in nowadays, in the current world? So Guruji says that since the creation is duality, and there exist both good and evil, just like day and night. That's why we cannot avoid the evil turn or the good or bad. It's not possible to maintain always 100% good, always 100% pure. But how to overcome the evil turn? That's what Guru says. What we need to do is to overcome the evil turn and try to transform our mind into a conscious mind. And how it is possible? Is it a simple thing? Is it very tough? Is it possible or is it not possible? Guruji says it's possible. When we try to connect our consciousness with the soul consciousness, instead the mind consciousness, instead the external awareness, try to focus our senses, all our five senses, always focusing outwards, looking outward and observing outwards and creating the memory of external surroundings, external happenings. So by doing so, the memories and the experiences that are created in our mind will reflect again in our day-to-day life. So instead, when we focus internally with our five senses and try to connect all the senses with the soul consciousness, and that's where the connection to the spiritual mind happens. Guruji says we should strive to thrive. As Guruji said, like anything will not happen just like that until we struggle for it until we practice and also experience the conscious, aware actions and activities throughout our life. And also, Guruji says, be brave until the grave. Why? Because generally human beings think about like so many days over, I'm getting aged, I'm getting old, so it's not possible for me now to transform. It's not required for me to change my mind. This kind of negative thinking always comes into the mind of the human beings. But it's not too late. You can definitely transform at any time that you start thinking about transforming the mind into the soul consciousness. But it should happen. It should happen when our physical health and mental health is able to experience, able to receive, able to practice, and we should have energy to achieve all these changes. So instead, some people will think that will transform later, maybe after 50 years, after 60 years, we'll think about spiritual life. So that's not going to work out. We should start thinking from the childhood itself, and before we lose the physical strength, before we lose the capacity of our senses, before we lose the life of this body, we should practice and achieve the transformation within our mind and self, and try to transform as a real human being with a human nature. That's the actual purpose of the life. There are many human beings who evolved, who transformed into a pure human beings, just like we have many examples like Gautama Buddha or Adi Shankaracharya. There are many great souls who practiced and transformed and lived throughout their life as a pure soul. Sphoorthi Oum.
Sphoorthi Oum. Thank you, Shivagaru, for providing valuable information on transformation of mind. In our daily life, we see, or we know there are two types of changes. There are one change that happens regularly without any sadhana or any process. We see earth revolves and rotates, the growth of plants, the development of cells, the human growth, anything you take from the society, from the world, universe, there is a change. Guruji says, change is the only constant. So this change happens without any sadhana or process or stress. There is another type of change, which is a spirituality, where transformation of mind or the transition of mind or ascension of mind happens with following the process or the sadhana. Guruji says sadhana. With the practice of the sadhana, we can ascend our mind or transform our mind from 5 senses, and we can ascend to the next level. For that, we initially have to overcome the Guruji explained the rival tens. Once we overcome these rival tens from our life, that makes our life easy to ascend the mind. We shall now move to the next activity. We shall invite Mrs. Josna Garu, the ex-software engineer at Apple. She would like to explain the quotation from Fremont, California. Sphoorthi Oum.
Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum. This is Jyotsna. I live in Fremont, California. With my humble salutations to the divine lotus feet of His Holiness Sri 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 Guru ViswaSphoorthi, I am reading this quotation and sharing my understanding about it. Ratify with reason, satisfy your duty, do your duty with assiduity. Sri Guruji has always inspired us through many of his books and quotations. This is another one. Sphoorthi Oum. Sri Guruji always says, think, understand, analyze before you take up any responsibility. Every individual has to finish their responsibility with constant awareness and sincere effort. Once you take up the responsibility, give consent, put in your sincere effort to make it successful. Whether it is physical or spiritual, same is applicable. Sri Guruji always says, physical and spiritual life are one. For example, I am a homemaker. I am a mom. Being a homemaker, it's my job to keep my home clean and calm. Being a mom, it's my responsibility to take care of my kids, to feed good food, to make healthy dishes to the family, to check their assignments. For example, if you take a teacher, by profession, teacher teaches to the students. Teacher has to make sure all the students are attending the classes properly on time. Teacher has to make sure all the students are understanding the subject. Teacher has to make sure all the students are well prepared for the exams. So this is the physical responsibility of a teacher. This is the physical side of our life. In the same way, we need to understand the spiritual side of our life. Sri Guruji always says, realize, rectify, ratify. Realize means think, understand, analyze while you are doing the duty, before you take up the duty, or before finishing up the responsibility. Rectify. Rectify means if there are any mistakes, correct them. If there are any hurdles, solve them while you are doing the responsibility. Ratify means perform your duty with sincere effort, with dedication. Think like an agreement or a contract. So, every individual has to understand the spiritual side of our life too. First, we need to understand Guruji's concept. Guruji has given us the divine tool called Prasthana Sadhana. We need to understand Asana, Pranayama, Dhyana Prakriya. We need to understand Sri Guruji's concepts. We need to read Sri Guruji's books and quotations. We need to understand them first. Then we need to share the knowledge about his books and quotations and about his practical philosophy and about his religious humanism and about his divine performance medium and redolence. Having understood once, we need to treat it like a duty. We need to perform it with sincere effort. One has to treat it like an agreement or contract to walk in the light of Prasthana Sadhana. We need to practice Prasthana Sadhana with discipline, determination, and dedication. Sphoorthi Oum.
Sphoorthi Oum. Thank you, Mrs. Josna Garu. From this quotation, here Guruji says physical and spiritual life both are not independent. One has to balance both physical and spiritual life in his life. And also, let us all take this quotation in our daily life, for physical life and the spiritual life. Let us all apply this quotation to our life, and let us all try to apply the realize, rectify, and ratify in our both physical and spiritual life, and try to fulfill our responsibilities with complete satisfaction and enlightenment. If there are any members who haven't shared the attendance yet, please share your attendance details to the volunteers. Let us all conclude today's program by submitting our salutations to the divine lotus feet of scientific saint Poorna Guru, His Holiness Sri 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 Guru ViswaSphoorthi with utmost gratitude and thanking for providing this opportunity and showering the blessings. We shall thank Sri Guruji for successfully completing the day 1 of Prasthana Sadhana on the occasion of Magha Poornima. We shall now recite Sri Guruji blessed the universal energy related Mula Mantra for 9 times, and let us conclude for today. Let us bring our hands to the Namaskar Mudra. Vishwarupe Shakti Rupe ViswaSphoorthi Gurave Namaha. Vishwarupe Shakti Rupe ViswaSphoorthi Gurave Namaha. Om. 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 Vishwarupe Shakti Rupe ViswaSphoorthi Gurave Namaha. Vishwarupe Shakti Rupe ViswaSphoorthi Gurave Namaha. Vishwarupe Shakti Rupe ViswaSphoorthi Gurave Namaha. Om. Vishwarupe Shakti Rupe ViswaSphoorthi Gurave Namaha. Sphoorthi Oum. Let us continue for this in this state for a moment. Try to seek blessings of Sri Guruji. Sphoorthi Oum. Let us thank Sri Guruji for being with us throughout the program and providing the guidance. Let us take a break for today, and we shall meet again tomorrow here at 6:15 EST and 6:45 PM IST. Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum, Sphoorthi Oum.
Sphoorthi Oum.